guys, sorry it's been a little while since I've run a video. I have been so sick. So I don't know if it was the flu or if it was RSV. I'm not sure. I went to ER and they sent me home with prednisone, which I did not take, of course. I didn't feel like I needed steroids, so I just did my own essential oils and took some elderberry and echinacea, and here I am today, so can finally talk, and maybe I'll get through this without coughing, because the cough sticks around. So it's been almost 3 weeks for me. But okay, so here's what's been going on with our property. So we had, those have been following me on my YouTube, you have seen that we were going through the steps of building our home, and we were doing our land search and going through those first steps. So we bought our land, and something happened while we were searching on how we were going to go about what we were going to live in, whether it was going to be a camper with a camper permit, if we were going to put a steel building on the property and then build the house, or how we were going to do it, or even a manufactured home, because this property we could have, a couple homes on it. So we bought this land, and we were going to do our driveway permit and getting all the information for the driveway. And it's a good thing that we hadn't gotten it yet, because it was a fluke. The land that we bought had been recently subdivided, and these are, who we bought it from is someone that's been dealing in real estate and buying large properties and then making them into smaller parcels. So they're very experienced. They've been doing this for 40 years. But there was something that the county did not like, the way they had divided it. They told them they had to redo the plat, and they weren't going to give us a permit. So anyway, we had to sell the property back to them, and they made it right. They gave us every dime that we had paid in for closing and everything. So we can repurchase property if we choose in 2 to 3 months, however long it takes them to get this property, get that plat fixed. So we may look at it, and then again, kind of looking at it, it may be a sign that was not the right piece. So anyway, so here's what I come across though while we were going through these steps, and I've been looking at so many different steel buildings. Okay, so I don't know if you are someone who has land and you're wanting to build your own house and you're trying to minimize all of your expenses. That's where I was, and we were looking at options, my son and I. We were looking at options to, how we can minimize our expenses, and maybe how we can get on the property and go ahead and live on the property, so we wouldn't have to pay anywhere else, to live anywhere else, to rent or something, temporarily. So I had thought about the camper, because you can get a camper permit and live in it 6 months out of the year. We had been looking at so many steel buildings, and let me tell you something. I found out this I didn't believe, but so I called the county and verified that it's true. So these steel buildings that they're advertising all over social media, all of these big steel buildings where they come out to your property, and some of them even offer to do your concrete. These steel buildings are permittable as homes in Florida. I could not believe that you can actually, I know there's barn dominiums, but so many people do it illegally, that I didn't know it was actually permittable, that they would allow that to be your house structure, this concrete, and then them come out and put a steel building on your concrete pad. And that be permittable for your shell. So I was getting estimates from so many companies, and once they get started, you get them from everybody, so they just kind of all run in together, and it's a bit overwhelming, but you have to kind of stay organized and remember who is who, like save your files so you remember like who offers what, and who has the best deal, and actually you know, kind of weigh it out, see who offers the most and the most durable, I guess, for your house if you're going to go that route. But can you imagine now? Because when I was looking at the house plans, and I was saying, okay, so who in the world is going to do the trusses? I mean, who's going to do the block and who's going to do the trusses? I'm thinking, gosh, we're going to have to rent another crane and have somebody do those trusses. But with a steel building, you don't have to do that. They come out and they put your steel building up, and they do your steel trusses and metal, and all of this is, I saw some that was 180 mile per hour winds that it would stand. That is amazing. And it can be your home. So everything is up to code, is built Florida code. So I thought, wow, when you build a concrete block home and you get your footer, your slab, your walls, and you pour your concrete, you get basically getting your home dried in, you've got a lot of money in it already by that time. So to even pay $20,000 to $30,000 for your slab and your shell, including your windows and your doors, that is an amazing price. What a deal. What a deal. And it's up to code, and you just get your regular inspections, and it passes code. I just find this so hard to believe. That is, what a savings. So for those of y'all are out there, looking for ways to cut costs, this is a great option for you. And I just wanted to put that out there. Of course there's other options too, but you guys look into this, okay? And I will update you again. I'm going to be back on the search for land that is, that I would approve of again. And I feel like I'm starting from scratch unless I decide to end up just buying that property that we had bought previously. But now I'm kind of reconsidering, so might be a good thing that happened. But anyway, stay tuned. I'm back in action. Just had to get through that mess, and I know it's going around. So you guys be safe. Stock up on your elderberry and your echinacea. Actually, I would go ahead and take it. It just hit me off guard, and but here I am. I'm back at it, and just stay tuned, and we'll get back into where we may have to start all over again. But we'll get back on that list and those steps of building your own home. And maybe I can even put some options on there, what I had found regarding those steel buildings, and let you guys look at it. It just blows me away. So, all right, you guys, stay tuned, and I will talk to you again real soon.